Have you looked at the Junior Gold Miners Index lately? The GDXJ. Easy for me to say. It is down below $30 per share. Unbelievable. Just back in April, it was at 52. It would have to go up like 75% from here just to get back to where it was like 6 short months ago. Is there any reason to want to hold gold mining stocks, to want to hold silver mining stocks, to want to hold physical gold, to want to hold physical silver? I think we need to revisit the reasons why. I've got a list right here, and I'm going to share it with you, the reasons why gold and silver, for that matter, still are valuable, still make sense as an asset that we want to hold to maintain our value. Let's get started right now. And we need a pep talk because this has been a bloodbath over the last 6 months, over the last year. We need to talk about some positive factors because it can't get much lower. Well, it can realistically, but it's much more likely that it won't. And I want to tell you why. And we'll start with sentiment, right? Sentiment in this sector, no matter what measure you look at, no matter who you talk to, no matter what you look at, sentiment is about as low as it possibly can get. That means interest in the sector, the mood in the sector has been obliterated. It's below hopeless. It's below my basement floor, and it always comes back, and it will come back. When it's raining, it feels like it will never stop raining, right? Well, it always does stop raining, and sentiment always changes. It can go from really great to really bad, but it can also go from really, really bad to really good. And first on my list is that old thing. We're all tired of hearing this, right? But we need to remember this. Gold and silver have been valuable for thousands of years, 5,000 years, 4,000 years, whatever. I'm only 50 years old. So it's been valuable for a lot longer than I've been alive, and you too. It's always been valuable, and it's been valuable everywhere. Try to use some Russian rubles right now here in the United States to buy yourself something. Try to use some Confederate dollars, which held value just a few hundred years ago at parts of the United States. Try to use those to buy something right now. No. Gold, use that same gold from any of those time periods. It's still valuable. It's valuable always and everywhere. And let's talk about two things that used to be rallying cries for the precious metals community, but I don't hear anybody really talking about anymore. Number one, negative real interest rates. Folks, we still have negative real interest rates, and that is a very supportive environment for the price of the precious metals. When you take the rate that you can get on, let's say, a 10-year bond, and then you subtract the inflation rate, which is higher, you get a negative number. That means you lose money every year. If you keep your money in the bank, in bonds, negative real rates, they are still positive for the price of silver and gold and the other precious metals. But what about the other big one that everybody used to talk about that nobody really talks about too much anymore either? The national debt. There's a thing called the debt clock. You can Google it. I think it's around $31 trillion, and that doesn't even count the other obligations in the future that the U.S. government has that some people say could top another $100 trillion. And there's all kinds of other debt too. We won't even get into that. Corporate debt, student loan debt, mortgage debt. We are awash in debt, which will devalue the dollar and eventually flow through to a more robust environment for the price of silver and gold. But there is more. And just like gold is valuable anywhere in the world, you are welcome to join me from anywhere in the world, just like you've chosen to do right now. I appreciate that. I honor that. You're the most important part of Ron's Basement, and you are always welcome here. I put out content every day. You got a friend for life. If you enjoy my content, subscribe. Please give the video a thumbs up. Leave a comment in the comment section below. And you can share this video with anyone you like. And where's most of the population on the planet Earth? Do you think China, India, Russia, the East in general? Does that ring any bells? Well, it does. It rings a lot of bells because that's where all the people are. And guess what? People in those countries love precious metals. They love gold. They love silver. And that will continue, and that will provide continued robust demand for the metals. And while there's a lot more, and there is a lot more that we could talk about regarding silver and gold, I will end with this. There is such a small amount of the world's investable capital in the precious metal sector right now compared to any other time in history. It's only right now about 0.4 or 0.5%. That means 1 out of every $200 that's available in the world to be invested is invested in physical metals or the mining stocks. Traditionally, that number has not been 0.5%. It's been more like 2, 3, 4, 5%. If things revert, when things revert back to those levels, we could see multiple times returns in the metals and the mining stocks. Hey, thank you for joining me today. I just felt like we needed a little pep talk, a little reminder as to why we invest in the metals, in the mining sector. Things have been very tough, no doubt about it. I empathize. I understand. I've also watched my portfolio go down the tubes, but things can change, and things likely will change for us in the future. In the meantime, I'll be here with you on this journey to help navigate these choppy waters. Until next time, take care of yourself and be well.